really get too much damage. So his meta just gets wasted, and if you don't damage the like Mars enough, like Mars just gonna turn on you.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting to see like Terrorblade offensive tri-lane or something.
Really trying to give Charlie a really solid start up against
Yeah,
Mars,
because like just doesn't make sense for me like that you pick Terrorblade against Mars.
Okay.
So that's what's already picked, and we can see, again, a lot of these position 1 heroes being banned out, but in your mind, QO, if you're going up against a TB, what kind of hero do you want to be playing?
Lark is fun, but like it's not a really good hero.
Yeah.
Morphling's fine, Drow Ranger's fun.
Gone, though.
Yep.
No Life Stealer, no Faceless Void. PA,
Juggernaut,
not fantastic.
PA can't go both ways.
Yeah. I just want something that's... I want to see a Sven actually come out here.
Sven's could be really good, like pairing up with Phoenix and Mars.
Yep, deals well with a lot of illusions with that AoE stun. Phoenix as well, you're a strength hero, so you're going to have a lot of HP. Very tanky. And, you know, you can play both styles. You know, you can get quite aggressive, or if it's looking like Ninjas and Pyjamas want to go that sit back and farm style, which a lot of TBs do these days, you can just go for a Midas. You know, I think Sven is one of those that actually can build it and still be okay.
Yeah, and like, I think this phase, like, Yellow Submarine is gonna get so much in the draft just because NIP opened with this engine Terrorblade. Like, they're just way too passive, and seems like they're just starting to pick this, like, aggressive hero to, like, change the mood of the draft.
Yeah, not just be way too passive sitting on the back lines and, you know, hoping that Yellow Submarine come into them, because if you just put the onus on Yellow Submarine to start fighting you, they can just slowly creep into your side of the map but not actually commit to it. So you just get more and more farm, whereas NIP has less.
Yep, and drop the pickup, I like it.
Team fight, again.
They've basically just gone, all right, Collapse, you want to play Mars again? He goes, yeah. And like, okay, we'll just play the same draft again. And you just play Mars.
And there's no saving hero, no healing, no healing factor.
10 seconds
if Mars like get a good lane and just initiate with this Yule or Blink
5
and
seconds
just burst 1 or 2 down, I think they're gonna have a really easy game. NIP need to do something about that.
What do they pick up here? Do they go for a Saberlight's hero that's a little bit more of an aura hero, trying to get something that can allow this Terrorblade to have a little bit of emphasis in the team fights then?
But they have to pick this mid and offlane hero here. So what can they do? Offlane hero with like a just lane dominating hero? Timbersaw solves like a little bit of like any problem.
It does, but Phoenix deals with him pretty well. Same thing with the Disruptor. So you absolutely have to smash your lane in order to make it have this real big factor.
The scary thing is Yellow Submarine. Let's see what NIP is gonna pick first.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of the power of having this first pick, right? Like obviously towards the end of the draft you don't have that last overall. Ender, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that was a possibility, but like, it's not a super Saberlight style of hero. You know, he's much more strong into things like the Slaughter, the Darkseer, and that just didn't feel like quite the game for those this time around. I think Brew is totally fine. You know, you just want to be able to break up these team fights.
5 seconds
one of these heroes that's causing a ton of team fight initiation and sustain. So I don't mind it. It's just what are they going to pair together, because they still need a lot more damage for that early to mid game.
And Anti-Mage. I was thinking the Anti-Mage is really good counter to Brewmaster. There's not many heroes they can be good with it, but you're versing against Terrorblade. That's why like I thought they were gonna ignore it and try to
10 seconds
like this offensive style. But
the thing is, like with the Anti-Mage, he can just avoid fights for, you know, the first until he's got his blink maxed out basically, right? And you've got those, let's say 3 items: Battle Fury, Manta, Basher. You can just keep avoiding team fights, and really, what lockdown do you have to deal with this Anti-Mage right now on NIP? Yeah, there's nothing.
Brewmaster doesn't have damage, Terrorblade, you know, they just have to group up at 4 or something to actually kill down this Anti-Mage.
So do you think NIP, they need to be playing something hyper-aggressive in the mid lane that builds into something that can continue to lock down the Anti-Mage, whether it be an Orchid, which is, you know, useful pre-Manta, but then it'll drop off a little bit, and then maybe into a Scythe of Vice. So something like a Nature's Prophet, perhaps?
Nature's Prophet could be one, you know, like thing they can go for, but it might be a bit scary. I really want to see them picking TA here.
Yeah?
And because it's really good against Anti-Mage. You have Venge with you as well. Like you need to have this like bursting potential anti-mage, but all this magical damage is not gonna solve anything.
Yeah. So you just want something that has a lot of physical damage and kind of fast.
Yeah, so they can actually lock him down with like Clockwork plus TA, like just with these two heroes.
Is this the game for the Visage for Supreme? You know, it gives them some lockdown with the familiars. It gives you some early game. You can bully someone out of lane as soon as you hit level 6. It's got some tower taking potential, so you're not just purely relying on this Terrorblade for the metamorphosis.
It's very slow though.
It is.
Yeah, like you have to be grouped up as like 3, 4, moving with Visage and Bench, all these low movement speed heroes.
Yeah.
Just feels a bit, yeah, it feels bad, but...
Did you get rid of the Shadow Fiend, so a little bit more minus armor for them, has that physical damage.
Even Doom mid might be like, you know, like one of the other solution, like if he gets like Blink Dagger and then just Blink Stomp into Anti-Mage and then Doom him like with like one of these heroes, I think we can burst him down.
Well, they're getting rid of the Bat Rider, so I feel like it's something that's either a melee hero for that mid lane or something that doesn't quite have the mobility in the super early stages like your Storm Spirits or the like.
I have a feeling that it's gonna be TA.
Get rid of the
I
Storm.
have a feeling it's a TA.
You think it's going to be the TA here, but what about Yellow Submarine? What's Toronto Tokyo going to pick up here? It looks like they've already picked his hero. Going to go with the Void Spirit here.
You needed something that was going to give you some kind of early game because they are also a little bit passive on Yellow Submarine's side. You know, that Sunray doesn't start to take effect until probably level 8 or so is when you really start to come online with it.
10 seconds
yeah,
remaining.
again, it's going to be pretty heavily on the back of Collapse here with that Mars as to how the tempo is going to look in the early phases of this.
Another route that NIP can go is heroes that can beat Void Spirit in lane and take a towers together with this Terrorblade plus pushing hero.
Nature's Prophet, that's what I'm thinking.
Right, well, looks like it's going to be Bloodlord. We saw this from Alliance.
Lane dominating. They chose to go for that. Like,
yeah. There's going to be a Panda mid. No, Supreme's going to be picking up. Taking a leaf out of Alliance's book here is Ninjas in Pyjamas, but can they execute it? That's something that, you know, might be a bit hard for them to get done here because not many mid players play this Underlord. So.
No, it's going to be harder for Mio to get a decent amount of farm in the early to mid game, and he's really the tempo set for Yellow Submarines. I can see where they're going with it. They've also got that cool combination of the Cinder Brew plus Rocket Flare for the off lane, so you're going to be able to ignite the Cinder Brew against the anti-mage, so harass him down a little bit, maybe force him to buy more regen than he would be hoping for.
One thing that I like about like the Toronto Tokyo is playing really well today, just in terms of laning phase. Like, I think that Zeus Lina was like one of the matchup that I felt it highly favoring towards Lina, but I think he managed to pull. Assuming this game, we've seen the other day Void Spirit versus Underlord, and I think Void Spirit got smashed.
Wait, was it Supreme that was playing the Void Spirit against the Underlord? I
think it might have
versus
been.
Alliance, I'm pretty sure it was. So he has some idea about how this matchup should go, but lads, need a predictions here before we get into game number 3.
I have to go with my Collapse.
Your
You're going to have to go with your Collapse.
And
So it's
my
going to be Yellow
Conqueror
Submarine there for QO on the end. What about you, Matt, in the middle? Quick.
Sure, Yellow Sub, let's
All
go.
right, so my boys here have finally got on the Yellow Submarine hype train. Choo-choo, next stop, the end of game number 3. So we're going to leave it with our casters for one more time here. It's going to be Odie Pixel.
Yeah, looking forward to see which way this series does end up falling. Fogged, where we've got the lineups, is 2 games where we've been able to, you know, a pretty dominant last game, Yellow Submarine. Are we going to see another one-sided affair here in game 3, looking at the 2 drafts that we've got?
Aspect Underlord is actually very clever. I know we saw it, of course, in the series of Alliance versus NIP, and it's also versus a Void Spirit.
Yeah, it trashed the Void Spirit last time.
He was like 4. I remember actually the last hits. I think it was like 40 last hits, and I'm gonna actually say this. It was like 10 on Void Spirit. Not even, not joking. That's actually how bad it was. It was a complete dumpstering. And I think this hero is like the perfect pick because I was looking at a lot of options. I'm like, oh, this is actually a very good anti-mage game when I'm looking at it. You know, the 4 heroes that you saw before, Brewmaster, Terrorblade, Clock, and Venge. The solution would be, this actually ticks the boxes. It gives you a pit to catch. It gives you a good group up mechanic with your Terrorblade. And anti-mage does not like playing into Underlord a lot.
30 seconds to
I
battle.
do think it can work really well for them because besides the Underlord, like I felt like they had no catch if AM gets to this mid game.
No.
Right? Like
Yeah,
the bench
no,
stun,
for sure.
you can always
No.
deflect it. There's nothing else that catch you. That was literally it. So I feel like this pit could be one of those X factors. I think the Yellow Submarine played really well when they were playing with this Phoenix and Disruptor, kind of setting the tempo. But now they don't have their Beastmaster. They have a Mars, and they did suffer a little bit with that Mars. So we'll see how comfortable Collapse is this time around.
Yeah, game 1 performance was not great from Collapse, so yeah, definitely going to get a second chance this series to redeem himself here in game 3 on the Mars.
Yeah, but it's a good matchup though, right? Versus Terrorblade with Phoenix, it's pretty nice. This hard lockdown high burst is quite nice, and we're going to see them try to make sure they get that lane matchup because they're trying to dodge.
They were, and as you said, they're just not going to let it happen. Collapse is already heading up there. And of course, if they do want to sort of move supports around as well, TPs will be available, and I guess sort of moving around the one part of the duo lane, just in case there are TPs and they don't have to both move. So yeah, we'll see sort of what he's going to do against this. Is Charlie and Era starting top against Mafushka and Collapse, and yeah, I think not only just looking towards how Collapse is able to play, but I'm definitely very intrigued about the mid lane. You know, if we are going to DC against the Underlord Destroyer, or if somehow Mio's able to play a bit better against the Supreme Underlord in comparison to when we did see Void Spirit played out against it before.
I'm gonna believe in Mio. This guy seems like he's very aware of how this lane's work. He's been very like the Zeus versus the matchup. He did very well bottom. Actually, they're able to get a kill. I guess they rotated Charlie down bottom with the TP, caught up with guard. A little bit of overwhelming damage, but yeah, Mio seems like this very like lane specialist kind of guy. He seems like he knows what he's doing in most of those matchups, but we'll see. So it seems like it's a tough one to even be able to do anything about it, as the damage is going to be there.
Thou art damned.
Get some insane damage. Just require you to sort of get around these creeps dying, and Mio on his early levels is probably the best bet to try and harass pretty much as possible away from the CS. As it's as soon as there's a few points in this aura, it's not going to be easy for the Void Spirit at all.
You're gonna have to just play around your spell usage though. I think that's one thing that Mio can do. He just goes for his W and his E and just pushes the lane in constantly, because you actually have better lane push than an Underlord at early. The first 2 points in Firestorm, the second and third point are the big ones to actually push lanes out. And Mio's gonna have his bottle at a good time. I mean, he's doing infinitely better already in the matchup than we saw how Supreme was able to versus Lib. And they did get lanes they wanted, right? So for Yellow Submarines, you have to imagine that they're a little bit happier, even though they did give up that first blood. They've got this is exactly what they wanted to have set up.
It's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, they're able to put the pressure on down bottom. I mean, the Spit on Charlie. Not quite able to pull up for now, but already just sort of seeing the potential. And I mean, the thing is as well in this lane, if they are able to get on top of the Terrorblade, you sort of consider the Vengeance support that's going to be able to offer too much against these two. I think if they are able to get aggressive onto Charlie.
He's just the wave. It's mostly just the wave of terror and holding them in place for the TB to hit with meta. Yeah, that's kind of it. I think that this lane is very strong versus TB. This Mars and this Phoenix. It's a ton of damage, and it's just straight magic damage, which TB hates playing against, because you're very squishy early on. Sure, you've got like 17 armor in your tower, but you are literally like the lowest strength hero, one of the lowest strength heroes in the game.
Dire's
They should be able to
is under
apply a good
attack.
amount of pressure onto Charlie.
Misha's totally out of mana now after that sort of magic missile spam, as he's not going to have much left to solve, but again, not quite able to get control of the creeps here, so bad messing with him. And, Misha probably going to have to spend time walking back to base, so this will mean Charlie is, he's alone. So Charlie's going to have to be very cautious on this bottom lane.
Yeah. Interesting to point out too, Saberlight did not actually go for Brew at all up top. It's actually just going for the Brawler. Brawler plus Thunderclap. They did have the rocket, the synergy with the rocket plus the Ignite too with the Cinderbrew. But there's a hero that we don't, this is the Brewmaster. I feel like it's still kind of in a question mark spot. I feel like they made it work the other day on Mud Golems, but I'm still not too confident in this hero, because it's just very tough to make work.
I mean, what is it that it offers that you think NIP picked it for?
It breaks team fight completely. That's one thing, and I think they saw, Mars plus Phoenix. They see this very overwhelming thing. They wanted something to kind of be able to counteract it, and then just having this natural frontliner.
Radiant's courier has been
You know,
killed.
did manage to grab himself that arcane rune, so they are going to have to be a little wary of Mio making the moves once he does hit this 6. And yeah, continue to keep it even in this mid lane. I mean, it's ended
Dead
up-
even.
Yeah. What does that sort of say to you? Do you think that just sort of says to you that last time around we saw that Void Spirit was just having a bad game, or is this Mio just being one of the better mids that we have here at the tournament?
I think it's that Mio just seems like he's a very one-on-one kind of
Radiant
player. He looks like he's
structures
practiced
are
matchups. He
fortified.
maybe even watched that one.
Yeah.
I think Supreme just got completely caught off guard fight when he played against it. He was just like, oh god, like Radiant Glyph, Mio,
Radiant's
he used the
middle
spells to
tower is
nuke it
under
out
attack.
and they lift it. Always the fun between the mid lanes, those tips. That's bottom. Charlie, this isn't meta committed. They're trying to get a kill out of it.
Bounty.
Likely to do so though with only the magic missile
Radiant's
to try and make
courier
it go
has
on.
been killed.
Here isn't so bad. It's already out with the dive.
Then he gets the courier.
Yeah, just gonna look to try and join forces with him and maybe try and burst Charlie. He's got that arcane pumping.
Of course.
Magic missile holds him back momentarily, but the spear it's gonna lock down Charlie. Mio's over as well, jumps in with the burst. Charlie pops the stick
There is
charges,
nothing for
won't
you
save him.
here.
Charlie goes down.
There's nothing for you anyway.
Mio's able to make that burst rotation, and it's a 10 out of 10 one. That's the TV down.
Very nicely done. And they're already slowing him down a lot. Anti-Mage is not really getting slowed down. Yotaro, he's got the Ring of Health already up and
Dire's
online.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, he really wants to get this rune, but he's taking a lot of damage.
Oh.
As look at the illusion, help remove that firestorm for now. Rocket flare coming, he's balling up. He's able to jump away. Supreme won't be able to catch him. Neo,
He's chasing.
Radiant
he's
are
still he's
scanning.
gonna have to simulate. There's no catch here. Unless the firestorm damage is enough. It's gonna be time spent from Supreme. I don't think he's ever gonna get this. Korea actually fed. Oh, Misha might find it with a magic missile, but no, good jump to the side, keeps him in the shadows. Out of range of the magic
Another
missile.
rocket. It's only level
What?
1. It's only level 1. If it was level 2, you know, that would have been
If
pretty nice. Might have actually killed him, but he'll be fine. Very close. I love that rotation though from Mio. Just there's a meta that was used also from Charlie. So now I feel like Charlie, you have to just go to the jungle now, which gives your Mars a free lane too. Collapse already having a great start. He's now just gonna have a full free lane for himself versus nobody.
on the top half of the map, we're seeing pretty much free farm on Yotaro. Not like the pressure the Brew's been too much, but Brew farming just as much. Neither hero getting bullied out of this lane outright.
Yeah, definitely. That is, I mean, that is definitely a big thing to point out too, because like the Brewmaster laning is one of the big things that always is the downfall. He is playing versus some natural counters though. Playing versus these long duration stuns, playing versus Static Storm, not the most favorable thing as a Brew. So we'll see what Saberlight can do in the mid game, because he really is pretty much all that team foe on IP besides rallying around Supreme.
See the jump onto Supreme. Mio has got enough burst to do this, and he shouldn't be able to do so. He's got the astral step. Actually, not enough with that, but maybe with the damage from so bad, the clinch back. Yep, they've got it. Supreme goes down. Big moves from Yellow Submarine, bringing in just enough. Make sure that they can kill that Underlord, and they do. Kill to be found. Mio's game continuing to be held in a very good position. 8-minute rune also found once more by him.
I like this
Radiant's
skill build a
bottom
lot
tower
too this
is
game.
under
The
attack.
0-4-2. I actually like this skill build most times in the mid. I feel like it's 11-second cooldown with it's a full wave clear. It instantly kills the creep wave pretty much with these two. I like when I see this one rather than the 8th Remnant for the most part. There's some lanes where of course you want the Remnant, but I like that he went for this option.
Radiant's
This game,
bottom tower
just TV
is
too.
under
Just
attack.
high magic burst. So Charlie, he's gonna be under the gun a lot. He's gonna strictly up the jungle. We'll see what NFP does with the 4 heroes.
Supreme just running in at Mio.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Going right in underneath the tier 2.
There's gonna be a glimpse in 5
structures
seconds.
are
Miposhka can put him in a very weird position.
TPs are coming in. And you're right, Miposhka. He's got that glimpse. Straight back. Behind the tier 1. Have they got the damage? Era's going to come over to help out.
Dire's
That'll mean
middle
that they
tower
stop for
is
now
under
trying to take down Supreme. The Supreme. He's fine. He's able to tank in another Firestorm out of the pit.
Radiant's
Connecting on
bottom
Miposhka.
tower
And
is
Mio
under
will
attack.
lock down Miposhka long enough for them to take down the Disruptor.
Very nice. Saberlight top. Be a little careful. Good thing he gets that salve off. Told him if you get a solo kill onto the Brewmaster, that would be devastating. Yeah, this Underlord still seeming to be a little bit too tanky for the rotation of the two supports. They are still lacking some stun if that Mars isn't there. And now Collapse, he's starting to make moves around. He's gone for his own, also going for an Urn. Looks like we're getting a little bit more rise of the Urn in the offlaners. 33, hopefully the one to start that trend.
It's got to find the kills, though.
It does.
If you're going to go with this sort of build, have to find action and make that pay for itself. Try for it top. Maybe see if he can get the catch. Tablelight's going to be able to split.
Yeah, he's got the soaring. He's always going to be able to get that split off.
Yeah, this is a hard move for Collapse to make, unless he could get the spear perfectly. Go. And these rune spawns. Collapse is...
Ooh, the splits that she used.
Magic missiles out. They're just going to turn straight over towards Collapse. Collapse now lays down the arena. Has to run with this. He's stepping out. The Saberlight, he's already outside and he has to control. He's out to throw Collapse once more. By time
in a good spot.
with a stun. And is he going to save Collapse in time? It is going to be set up for 2 kills from Mio by the looks of it. He jumps over with the Astral Step. Looking for Saberlight, burning him down with the Submarine. They'll get the 2. There's also Misha found by Yatoro off to the side. Era's also going to go down as Yatoro jumps across. Good money for the anti-mage is found. Double kill for Yatoro. And it pays off. You know, Collapse sort of bait playing around. The split's committed. They go all in on the Mars. Sure, they kill him off, but yet you're giving good action to the enemy anti.
Yeah, ends up working perfectly. He would love to have survived a little longer for an Urn charge, but yeah, sure. Ends up being...
He'll die for any time.
Yeah. Clean rotations. They didn't super rotating over. He was trying to do his own thing with pushing mid. He's got the tower pretty low here. And he's going to be going for Atos, so some more versions of catches. We definitely do feel like catch is going to be one of those things that NIP is lacking versus these 2 high mobile cores of that Voice Spirit and AM.
Regeneration.
And this AM as well is going to hit a very good Battle Fury time. I mean, he's already top net worth at the moment, 11 minutes in Yatoro. And if they don't kill him, if they don't catch him, Battle Fury is going to be online at a point where he's going to be able to farm so much faster than this Terrorblade.
And it's pretty damn good anti-mage game. Mostly disables, like we said. He can see a lot of them coming. He just has to really watch out for the pit in particular in the game. And he's going to be avoiding it for the majority of it, of this game. Feeling pretty confident for Yatoro. But Charlie, he's also keeping up. He's getting a lot of space to farm because of all these moves. They are still getting pretty good timings here. Supreme, he finds himself a DV. He also, of course, to point out, he has the Faded Brooch as well. Like the best item you can get on Underlord. So your mobility is not great. They've split in 10. See if they really want to persist for this tower here. They're already set up on Yellow Submarine. Be too difficult for NIP to actually go for. Saberlight is very far.
He is deep here. As, he's going to have to pull out some amazing moves to get out of this sort of situation. Arena's down. 4 in the wall. And with the Stelly Storm down, no chance for a split. To jump, Misha still trying to step forward. Eric's going to go over the hook shot onto the Poshka on the side. Charlie pops the meta. They've got the damage to take down, disrupt the turn over towards Collapse. The Supernova's out. They'll try and step out of range of it all. Some will connect onto Supreme. The Sunray healing up Collapse, allowing him to back off. Misha trying to find some sort of a catch. Rocket player scouting Collapse in the trees. Supreme diving in. Collapse out, pushing back with the God's Rebuke. That will give space for Collapse to heal up with the Urn. He'll live. They only are able to find disrupt to their that commitment of the Metamorphosis themselves. It looks like they don't want to stick around even for the tier 1 tower top. They TP over towards mid in an effort to push Yatoro away from taking that one.
Ooh, that's not what Charlie that rotation. He wanted to get at least two kills, maybe even into a tower there, but everybody's still set up. Collapse survives during all of it. And now he's back up healthy. The Urn, I think he dug up a healing salve earlier, so they can still set up for this defense. Saberlight is back alive now. Got the split, but Charlie doesn't want to be up there anymore. Med is gone, so taking this tower is very unlikely now for them. Yatoro
Right. I mean,
stacks himself a double camp too. He stacked his Ancients and his hard camp while also farming.
Damn.
He's got his own setup for some extra farm.
I mean, this AM, it's looking scary. As you said, sort of across the board, it's a good game for him. I mean, how do you consider the matchup against Terrorblade nowadays for the AM still? Does this sort of reflection allow you to have that consistent strength against the AM, or is there things that Anti-Mage does that Terrorblade just struggles to deal with?
AM can reach that, and he's always like natural to build through like man.
Oh,
Get rid of Supreme. He gets the kill too.
Yeah, he's getting so much. That's going to be it done. One creep away.
Radiant
I mean,
structures
14-minute
are fortified.
double Wraith Band, Battle Fury treads.
And a
You're
one.
going to be very happy with that. Yeah, and a full one.
I actually didn't notice he bought the full one. I don't know if I asked it, but whatever.
I mean, you couldn't be happy with this sort of timing. And level 12 at 14 minutes in. I mean, this anti-mage has had a perfect start to the game.
Absolutely perfect start, which means he'll get those item timings a little bit faster than the Terrorblade too. So that's where we start to see those matchups kick in. It's like if Terrorblade has like similar or even even farm as an AM, then he can usually fight back. But AM is usually going to be a little bit up on you. Charlie did have a couple slip-ups so far in this one, just the one cast.
Bounty.
But it has slowed him down significantly in comparison. Solid 1,000 behind. And this is before Battle Fury, so PB is usually ahead at this point, and then AM starts to build up much faster in that mid. And so Yataro's going to catapult past him, I feel.
Another game where you look at the two mids and
Dire's
he's
top
having a
tower is under
very good game.
attack.
2-0-4. I mean, sure, farm is still there
Radiant's
on Supreme.
middle tower
And you know,
is
he's
under
obviously not as
attack.
flashy of a hero,
Radiant's middle
but
tower has fallen.
it feels like it's kind of going the same way as
Dire's top
game
tower
2,
is
where
under
Mio's just on this playmaking mid. Supreme, he's a little bit
Dire's
limited in what he can
top
offer at this
tower
point of the
has
game.
Oh, almost gets the hook shot. Actually, with like literally split second, he puts that
Radiant's
ward.
bottom tower
Almost
is
catching
under
the collapse.
attack. Radiant
Yeah, it really does feel like
structures
that.
are
Mio,
fortified.
this item choice, like going through this
Dire's
Agnes, he's going to have it so
structures are
early on. And there you have a Veil, I believe,
Dire's
finished
top
up on the
tower
Phoenix.
is
There
under
versus Terrorblade.
attack.
Like this
Radiant's
is gonna-
bottom tower is under attack.
it's going to punch right through these heroes. They don't have any type of resistance either. No pipe, even in order.
Radiant's middle tower
So
is
that's
under
going to shred
attack.
these frontliners. It's gonna, and getting on top of Charlie, preventing any sunders or anything is
Dire
critical.
are scanning.
looking really good here. Already almost up to a
Dire's top
4K
tower
gold lead
is
with an
under
anti-mage.
But this is the thing, you know, if you're NLP playing right now, are you not just like, dude, we gotta go all in on doing something about
Supreme's gonna get going again.
They've got the catch. They're in with the arena. Neo stepping over DD room, ready to go. Misha will try and swap him out to the side, but Supreme's already dead. Now Misha is almost certainly gonna go a step. So getting double over to the side. Era's come across. He's got to get out of it.
They
but
got
he's
a
not gonna
glimpse
get
if
the
they
chance
need
to
it.
do so. Yatoro's on top of him. They're just playing with him right now. Zera trying to walk away. It's just all range up will save him.
He's making him work for it a little bit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dude, this anti-mage scares so much.
He's way too big.
He's massive, and Mio is 404. Yeah. I mean, it just very. It looks very rough already for NLP. I know it's early in this game.
No,
but
it feels very possible actually. I
Radiant's
feel like
bottom
Saberlight has to
tower
just
is
run in
under
and try to
attack.
force ultis, but he's not in a position to do so. And
Radiant's bottom tower
he doesn't have this
has
natural
fallen.
kind of initiation item. He has the Vlads to back up with his teammate. I don't know how they start fights anymore. And their catch is, it's very obvious. Like the Venge stuff, they're never going to be able to kill these elusive cores that we were talking about, right? The Void Spirit and the Anti-Mage.
they
they're
find
very hard to
Charlie
kill.
here.
Oh god. They don't want to go on collapse either, right? So they don't really want to go for anyone, it feels like on an AP. There's no good targets for them anymore.
Step for the lane. Monster with the catch, bringing him up to the high ground, into the spear, then for Charlie. He's able to trying to step across. They've got to find something in return. NLP, they're going in onto Mio. Push back with the cogs. Whoa!
Collapse. Uh-oh.
Wow. Ow. Well, what's the odds on Saberlight dying here? Sorry, not Saberlight, Mio dying here. I don't think he does.
I think he's fine.
He's going to be able to dump. He's going to be able to jump with the Dissimulate and an Astral Step. Saberlight's got to try. If Saberlight's able to throw him up with Wind Panda. Wind Panda in there. Wind Panda's in there.
I mean, the thing is, their egg is going to be popping within the next few seconds. They have
Yeah.
Mars ult up in about 3 seconds too.
I mean, this egg's. Era's probably going to die, right? Would you say Era's going to die here? He can't stop the egg on his own.
I think
Egg's going to hit him.
if he
Collapse
cuts-
has got the full combo, dude. He's got
Yeah.
Arena up in 4 seconds.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I think they might turn this fight because I think he's gonna
Yeah.
jump up on Mio, right, to where the
Yeah.
egg is, so he hits everybody with his jump, and then he can
Get
use
some
his
damage on
nukes.
Arrow.
Exactly. I think they're gonna be able to crush this fight. If Misha can get in close enough to get a stun, maybe maybe they can get at least a trade kill, but I think Yellow Submarine's about to take this one here.
Yeah, I'd say sort of Era dead. I don't know if they'll kill. Do you think they'll kill Supreme? I don't think Mio's gonna die. Mio shouldn't die here.
He's pushed by Cog in pit, but he isn't affected by Atos. I'm like trying to click in between these heroes. I think Atos is in midair or something.
He's flagging him his pulse to hit him with as well. Oh, he's gonna get caught by the Earthman for stun. Oh, into the pit.
Okay.
And he goes down. All right, they do get him with the stun in time. Wasn't able to jump. They find him. So at least something here in return by NIP turning
Radiant's
up to turn.
top tower is under
To try and
attack.
use this primal split. They're trying to chase for more.
Thankful they get those stuns connecting, so
They might get
all
collapsed.
the hitting ticks.
Atos out into the pit. Lap stepping out. Rena chasing. A little scared.
Supreme now. Gonna get burned. Yotaro blinks in. A little ambitious.
He feels pretty strong.
Where's the glimpse? They try. And not gonna go for it. They're starting their anti-mage full farm. They killed the Terrorblade before all that started, and they did lose Mio, but you know the damage was done already. Yotaro's getting all the free farm.
How do
I
they
like how we
stop
were, I like how we were totally wrong about what was happening in the farm.
Yeah, I mean that was perfect.
It's like
I was very surprised he got that stun. He must have got the stun was mid-air before the forward.
yeah. I thought there was an 8 for a second.
Yeah.
So bad?
Supreme's caught in the field. Don't have the damage. They do spear him. The swap's the time to finish will come out. Mio's got to jump in actually onto Saberlight. He should with another swap. Save Saberlight this time round. So bad pulling low in the pit, but he's got the dive away. Now Yatoro is jumping over. Supreme. Got a run, spear. Won't quite catch him, but they get the vision or the drag back.
These
Into the hands of Yatoro. It's just more and more action that this anti-mage is getting involved in. Yatoro taunting around, 19 minutes in, Manta Battle Fury done.
He's so much. He's gonna be. He might even get to the point where he's 2 items ahead this terrible. Charlie just constantly getting hunted. He's getting no freedom. And oh god, he's hunted again. Charlie. Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, they get the angle. Yes, they can. Arena's up. Charlie caught against the wall. It's looking rough. Glimpse up onto Misha. Yeah, this anti-mage, it's...
Monster.
I mean, it does feel like game over when you just look at this AM right now.
It feels like game over unless you close the game. Yeah, they don't have what it takes to match him.
AMs have thrown the games a lot in the past. Yeah. This is a very throwable hero. You know, you can get incredibly farmed, you die without buyback, and then whoa, you lose the game. But these guys are professionals. Now, I don't expect that to happen.
No, especially now with the backup of how comfortable they look with this Phoenix, this Disruptor. I mean, Miposhka forever, like 4 years back, right? Thinking, you know, Miposhka plays Disruptor. He always makes his teams look comfortable with it. And yeah, these last, you know, this game he's owning 1, 2, and 7. Yeah. And they always get the, you know, these chain kills. They always get like one big kill and then into another. It seems like teams are just not used to playing it against it again, as it's not the most popular hero either.
No, sort of very specialist. They have a couple of support players that are just, they're Disruptor players. If you're not, you're not. You know, you're not going to sort of pick the hero on a whim.
Yep.
You're only going to go for it if you're a bit of a Disruptor spout.
6,000 gold ahead of the Terrorblade on the AM.
Just 21 minutes in. He's level 18, Yatoro. I mean, sort of looking at this game, I mean, as you said all along, NIP's lineup doesn't really have too much to do against the anti-mage. Was there... How could they have stopped this from happening with what they did have? Was there more they could have done early to just sort of punish Yatoro?
I feel like Mio just did all the heads-up plays that I feel like Supreme should have been showing up to. I think Supreme had to be in all of these rotations that they made. Like top, when they had this big sequence happen when they weren't able to kill that tower initially, Supreme was farming. He wasn't with his team collectively for those for the meta usages. I feel like just playing a little bit slow-paced and just getting caught off guard by Yellow Submarine playing fast. Like Mio just played incredibly fast this game. They're playing on this back foot of just playing for this farm game, but for me it feels worse and worse when you see like Brewmaster's ult not getting used frequently. You see this Terrorblade not able to actually hit his ancient safely. Just feels so damn difficult for them to actually catch up at all. The lead just keeps growing and growing and growing.
Very nice. I mean, he's going to be all over the pipes with nothing to stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always going to get every single spell off, and you know, where the hero works, probably a second round of them as well in fights. They're going to really struggle to kill
Radiant's
him
top
off.
tower is under attack.
Jumping around. Toro on track to hit pre-25 minute, pre-24 minute Scardy. One of the more farm dams we've seen recently.
Yeah, this is just so... It's painful to really watch. Just watching, and they're trying desperately to farm, but you can tell with the way that they're postured. It's just like, well, at what point are we ready to fight? Is it gonna be the BKB from Charlie? It looks like they're gonna try right now. Feels this fight does not feel easy at all for them.
No,
they didn't get any timing.
And it's not like your Toro's farming off elsewhere. Toro's around. He will fight with the team. Harris going to try for the hook shot, and he's immediately getting split down. They've got the super coming out. They're trying to protect the supernova. Can they get it off the shot? They can. They will manage to kill the egg. The double kill for the Toro. They're just cleaning up here. 3 on NIP. Supreme is surrounded. They fall in on the egg, they kill it, but it doesn't matter at this point, because even without the supernova, the rest of Yellow Submarine have no trouble cleaning up these fights, as NIP just continue to look helpless here in this game 3.
Yeah, they had to they full committed to hit the egg, and they just get caught inside of everything. They get hit by a static storm inside of a kinetic field into every single one of Void Spirit spells. They just get exploded. Roommates are unable to get his ulti off. Or Charlie just dies.
I'm gonna have it into the Roche, they go. This Roche.
Radiant's middle tower.
No chance for NIP to take this one away from them. They're only just now respawning.
Dire's bottom tower
Stick
is under
here
attack.
and Sages. Toria getting close to the point where he has doubled the net worth of Charlie's Terrorblade this game. It's still such an early time. This is all happening at just 25 minutes in. This sort of a difference. It's insane.
What's the GPM actually? 731. Oh yeah, pretty good. 747 now as you get the last 10 rush too.
And it's just the items don't stop as well. He's got sellable stuff as well. He can get rid of this wand and the Wraith Band and pretty much going to have the MKB. Again, this pre-30 minutes is total, complete and utter free farm for your Toro this game.
Yeah, you're complete and utter control.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're all just playing very comfortably too. They're not making any of these crazy risky plays. They're just playing very smart as a team. They're not looking to make any type of solo plays. It's still all about this team game for Yellow Submarine. NIP, they're trying to move around together as a unit looking for something, but they don't find any of these kills that may actually be able to set up for. Yellow Submarine very aware of how they should be playing with this big advantage. BKB finished on Charlie. A little bit better fighting form, but like you said, double the net worth of that on the anti-mage. It feels like it's just going to be like a
Scanning.
Lotus as well, so an extra sort of thing to throw in the mix there. Collapse if he wants to pop down the AM. And now I like this build as well. Collapse with this sort of force Lotus. He realizes this show ain't about himself. It's as long as Toro doesn't die, your Toro will be able to kill him. Any other way you can help him out is gonna be good. Mid lane,
Radiant's bottom
moving on to your Toro and Mio. Holding on to the jump of the BKB. Your top ready to jump back in. Over towards Supreme he goes, burns out the mana, and now Supreme's got to take a walk back to base.
He has to eat his own. Okay, he has to be a little careful with his man to use.
Dragon with the random. Hard quarter as well. They come with the hook shot onto Mio. Mio going to be fine. Plus the BKB's out to simulate. So you get Arena. Collapse is trying to hold them down. Supreme will get swapped to safety. Misha able to save the envelope for now. Charlie commits with the BKB. Trying to take down Collapse, but Collapse is just turning with the shield. They're still trying to finish him off, but they can't quite do so. Collapse, he'll live. The Essence Ring, he's away. And now Mio and Yatoro, they just jump back in onto all of them as there's 3 down NIP. Yatoro diving tier 4s, looking for error. He's going to get it as he kills him. Oh, it really is over. Game 2 was rough. Game 3 was, it was a whole lot worse for them. Yellow Submarine. They just trashed them in this game. The anti-mage pickup, it was there.